What if the thing that finally calms your gut, steadies your blood sugar, and helps you sleep deeper isn't something your body digests at all? It's something your body doesn't absorb, and that's exactly why it works. If you've spent years hearing that eating anything close to bedtime slows your metabolism or spikes your blood sugar, I understand why this might sound backwards. You've probably been told to stop eating hours before bed, no exceptions. But there's one specific food that breaks that rule, precisely because your body never actually digests it. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through unmodified potato starch, also called resistant starch, and the simple nightly habit that lets it support your gut, your blood sugar, and your sleep, all at the same time. I'll show you exactly what it is, why nighttime is the ideal time to use it, and how to start safely so your body has time to adjust. This isn't a trend or a fad. It's a simple, inexpensive pantry ingredient that works with a process your body already runs every single night. Once you understand how it works, you'll see why so many people are surprised something this affordable can make such a noticeable difference. What resistant starch actually is. Let's start with what makes this ingredient so different from everything else you eat. Most of what you eat gets broken down in your stomach and small intestine, absorbed into your bloodstream, and used or stored as energy. Resistant starch skips almost all of that. It passes through your stomach and small intestine essentially untouched. It doesn't spike your blood sugar. It doesn't raise your insulin. Instead, it travels all the way down to your large intestine still intact. Think of it less like food and more like a delivery truck. It's not the cargo your body burns for fuel. It's the vehicle that delivers a very specific package to a very specific location, the trillions of bacteria living in your gut. This is also why it's called resistant starch in the first place. It resists the normal digestive process that breaks down other starches, like the ones in bread, rice, or regular potatoes once they're cooked. That resistance is not a flaw, it's the entire reason this ingredient can do something most foods simply can't. Once it arrives, those bacteria go to work. And they are not passive passengers, they are active, and what they produce from resistant starch is where the real benefit begins. This is fundamentally different from how you've probably been taught to think about food at night. You've likely heard that anything you eat close to bedtime gets stored as fat or spikes your blood sugar while you sleep. That warning makes sense for most foods, but it simply doesn't apply here, because resistant starch was never digested as food to begin with. It behaves more like fuel for your gut bacteria than fuel for you, how it heals from the inside, butyrate and the gut lining. When your gut bacteria feed on resistant starch, they produce a compound called butyrate, and butyrate does more for your body than almost any other single compound your gut can make. Butyrate isn't something you can easily get from a supplement bottle. It's produced fresh, inside you, by your own bacteria, in response to the fuel you give them. That's part of what makes this approach so different from taking a pill and hoping for the best. You're supporting a process your body already knows how to run. Butyrate strengthens your gut lining. Picture your gut lining like a screen door. When it's strong, it keeps things where they belong. When it weakens, tiny gaps let inflammatory particles slip into your bloodstream where they don't belong. Butyrate helps repair that screen, closing the gaps. As that barrier improves, inflammation throughout your entire body tends to drop. For a lot of people, that shows up as less joint stiffness, less general itchiness, clearer thinking, a steadier mood, better digestion, and less bloating. Butyrate also changes how your cells respond to insulin. That matters more than most people realize, because insulin resistance sits underneath so many frustrating symptoms: stubborn weight that won't move, fatigue that doesn't go away, and difficulty losing fat even when you're eating well. As insulin sensitivity improves, many people notice fewer nighttime cravings, steadier blood sugar in the morning, and fewer of those mid-afternoon energy crashes. What's remarkable is that all of this happens without a single calorie being absorbed by your body. You're not eating more. You're simply giving your existing gut bacteria the specific raw material they need to do a job they were always capable of doing. If you're finding this helpful, hit subscribe. Every week, I share simple, natural habits like this one so you always have a safe next step for supporting your body. Why nighttime timing matters. Here's a detail that makes a real difference. When you take this matters just as much as what you're taking. While you sleep, your body naturally shifts into repair mode, growth hormone rises, cortisol starts to fall, and insulin levels drop. Feeding your gut bacteria during this exact window means their activity lines up with your body's own overnight repair process, instead of working against it. This is part of why so many people notice deeper sleep, fewer middle-of-the-night wake-ups, and waking up feeling more refreshed instead of groggy. It's also connected to more regular digestion and a calmer nervous system over time. There's an immune piece here too. Close to 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. When your beneficial bacteria are fed properly and consistently, your immune regulation tends to improve. That can mean fewer exaggerated inflammatory responses and better resilience when your body is under stress. So while you're asleep, doing nothing but resting, this one small habit is quietly working alongside your body's own repair systems instead of competing with them. That's the difference timing makes. How to use it safely. Now let's talk about exactly how to use this, because the details here matter. You can find unmodified potato starch at a regular grocery store. It's usually in the baking aisle, the gluten-free section, or the natural foods aisle. It is not a supplement, and it is inexpensive, since your body isn't absorbing it the way it absorbs food. A single bag can last you weeks, sometimes months, because you only need a small amount each night. When you're choosing one, check the ingredient list carefully. It should say potato starch only. If it says potato flour, modified starch, instant, or pre-cooked, put it back. Those versions have been altered in ways that remove the resistant starch benefit. One more important detail: never heat it. Heating potato starch is common in cooking, for thickening sauces or baking, but heat destroys the very property that makes it useful here. For this purpose, it has to stay cold and unmodified. Here's exactly how to use it. Start with just 1 teaspoon of unmodified potato starch, mixed into a small glass of cold water. Never hot water. Take it 1 to 2 hours before bed. More is not better here, so resist the urge to increase the amount quickly. If you're sensitive or prone to bloating, start with just half a teaspoon and build up slowly, since your gut bacteria need time to adjust to this new food source. Stir it well right before drinking, since it settles quickly, and drink it in one go rather than sipping it over a long period. Simple, quick, and easy to build into whatever routine you already have before bed. Why this works and what to expect. So what should you actually expect, and when? Within the first few days, some people notice smaller changes: less nighttime hunger, smoother digestion, more regular bowel movements, deeper sleep, and a calmer feeling throughout the day. Over the following 1 to 2 weeks, many people notice more: less bloating, less overall inflammation, fewer cravings, steadier morning blood sugar, better energy, and clearer focus. Everyone's gut is different, and everyone's starting point is different too. Some people notice changes quickly, while others need a few weeks of consistency before things shift. Both are completely normal. What matters most is sticking with the small, steady habit rather than expecting an overnight transformation. This isn't a stimulant, and it's not a quick fix. It's more like a signal, one that tells your gut bacteria to produce compounds that regulate inflammation, support insulin sensitivity, calm your nervous system, and help your body repair itself while you sleep. Every gut responds a little differently, so give yours a few weeks of consistency before deciding whether this habit is working for you. Some of the most powerful changes in your health don't come from what your body has to work hard to digest. They come from what your body simply listens to overnight. Start with 1 teaspoon, be patient with the process, and give your gut bacteria time to respond. This is one of those habits where consistency does more than intensity ever could. A little, every night, adds up to a healthier gut, steadier blood sugar, and better sleep over time. If this helped you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear how it goes for you.